Okay, JavaScript is a scripting language developed by Netscape to develop the interactive websites. Using JavaScript, we can implement interactive websites like we can interact with the database and form validations and many more functionalities we can write using JavaScript. Uh, the main advantages is web pages to add functionality like any other functionality we can write valid forms and communicate with the server and a number of features available in using JavaScript. So using JavaScript to communicate with the server. So we can insert the data into the database using JavaScript, or we can retrieve the data from database. Okay, using JavaScript. In later classes, I will explain how to retrieve the data and how to insert the data into the database. So later, nowadays, all browsers supporting JavaScript, like Google Chrome, Firefox, okay, Safari, and Opera, and many other browsers also supporting JavaScript. The question is, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a scripting language and designed to add functional to HTML pages, usually embedded directly into HTML pages. We can add JavaScript without any license and without any license purchase, and it's a JavaScript is a free of cost. We can write any functionality using script tag. So if you want to add script in our HTML document, use script tag. Okay, use script tag to insert JavaScript functionality in our HTML document, like in header section or body section. Anywhere you can use JavaScript using this script tag. Okay, the HTML script tag is used to insert a JavaScript into an HTML page. So any JavaScript functionality we can insert in body tag or head section, or we can write JavaScript in external files, .js files. Suppose one small example to display current date using JavaScript in our HTML document, in sample HTML document. Okay, on HTML document, doc type HTML tag head section and body. Okay, this is the simple syntax for HTML document. So save this first of all in JavaScript. Okay, 5 for 2014 16 sample.html form. So here I have one paragraph. In this paragraph I want to display current date or any string in some content from JavaScript, okay, using JavaScript. So take ID for paragraph, okay, my ID. Okay, this is the HTML paragraph. I want to display current date, system current date in paragraph, so using JavaScript. So I want to include JavaScript in HTML document, so use script tag in head section or body section. Anywhere we can use the script tag. So get paragraph by ID, document dot get element by id. Okay, get element by id dot inner html equal to date is the default function in JavaScript for get current system date, and here in get element by id we can get paragraph using my id of the paragraph id. Okay, HTML document is the HTML document. In this HTML document, get element by id, and here we have to give uh, element id, any element, text box or paragraph or div element, anything, any element we can find using get element by id using id attribute. Inner HTML is to write the data, some content into paragraph or div element. Okay, use inner HTML, and this is the value. We are assigning date to the paragraph to display current date. Okay, here our sample example. Run this form. Document dot get element by id inner HTML date function. So there is some error. Cannot set property inner HTML of null. Document dot write document dot get element by id. So type equal to text JavaScript same my id. Inner HTML of null. What is this error? Get element by id. No need this type. Paragraph id document dot write date function. Already one sample form is there. In sample form also displaying current date using paragraph inner HTML, same as this, but why it is not coming? We will include in body section. Body section also not working. Sample one. Okay, only paragraph, my para, and remove this. Doc type HTML, head section and body on paragraph and script. Document get element by ID. My para is the ID of paragraph. Inner HTML. In inner HTML, displaying some content. Okay, here first JavaScript class is displaying content. So use date function to display current date time. Okay, this is the output to display current date. Okay, using JavaScript. Okay, same code written, but okay, using JavaScript to display current date. This is a simple example, and here the lines between script and script contain the JavaScript and are executed by the browser. Without the script tags, the browser will treat as pure text and just write it to the web page. Okay, without script tag, we can't execute JavaScript code. So here in our sample example, remove this script tag, and run this. So it will display like same sample text. Okay, it will treat as normal text. If you put a script tag, it will execute as JavaScript and return the output. Okay, this is the current date time. And here in JavaScript we have comment symbols. You can explain JavaScript code using comment symbols, comments. Here two forward slashes to write the comments. Okay, two forward slashes at the end of the comment line is the JavaScript comment symbol. So to explain our code, write JavaScript comments like two forward slashes below code to display current system date. So this is the explanation of below line of code. So using comments we can write description for the code. Okay, JavaScript can be put in the body and in the head section of the HTML page. Okay, anywhere you can include our HTML JavaScript in HTML document. JavaScript in the HTML page will be executed when the page loads. Okay, when the page loads, JavaScript code is executed. This is not always what we want. So sometimes we want to execute some JavaScript code when we when we click on any some button. Okay, when you click on any button, run JavaScript code. Sometimes you want to execute a JavaScript when an event occurs. Okay, when the user click on button, JavaScript function will execute, such as when a user clicks a button. When this is the case, we can put the JavaScript inside a function. So using JavaScript functions, we can write the JavaScript functions and the remaining functionality. Suppose here in this example, displaying current date directly without any user performance. Okay, here I'm adding one button in HTML document, value equal to display date, and JavaScript function on click is the event to execute the JavaScript function, click event. So my function is the JavaScript function, and button close. Okay, we need to write JavaScript function here. When we click on that button, this JavaScript function will execute and display current date time. Okay, this line of code in JavaScript function. In previous example, this line code displaying current date time when we run the page. So in this time, when we click on this button, this function will display current system date. Okay, when we click on this button, current date is displaying here. So like this, JavaScript in the HTML page will be executed when the page load. So this is not always what we want. Sometimes we want to execute JavaScript function when an event occurs. Okay, when the user click on some button, it will execute the JavaScript functionality. Not like this. In real time, there is a lot of functionalities available. You need to write some lot of functionality when you click on some button. So you can write that functionality in the function. So using functions, we can execute a block of code. Okay, when we click on button, we can execute some block of code, and we can include number of script tags in our HTML document. Okay, already we use script tag. Okay, already we use script tag in HTML document, so we can use number of script tags in HTML document. Okay, any number of script tags we can use. Okay, in body section or head section. Okay, in body section we used here 3 script tags. In head section also we can use number of script tags. Okay, no problem. Okay, it will execute. Number of script tags we can include, and number of functionalities we can write using JavaScript. And next, we can place an unlimited number of scripts in your document, and you can have scripts in both the body and the head section at the same time. Okay, same time you can have script tags in head section and body section at the same time. And external JavaScript files have the file extension .js. In real time, compulsory you need to write JavaScript code in external files only. Okay, don't write in HTML document. So only write external files only. Suppose in this example, written JavaScript code in this form only. So remove this functionality from this. Okay, here in this sample example, only HTML document is there. Okay, paragraph and button. In real time, you need to write JavaScript code in separate external files, that is .js files. So write JavaScript function in separate file. Okay, for JavaScript in external files, no need to use a script tag. Directly we can write function my function. Directly we can write functions without script tag for .js extension files. Uh, document dot get element by id. JavaScript is case sensitive, so you need to follow some rules. So the rules is here E is the caps letter and B caps letter and I caps letter. So this is the syntax for to some functionalities. First letter is small. From second word onwards, you need to write caps letter. Okay, first letter is caps. Okay, in JavaScript functions, first letter small, and from second word onwards, first letter caps.
Okay.
Okay, case sensitive. Inner HTML equal to date function. So in this we need to use my para. So save this file sample.js. Okay, .js extension. So here .js file is created, sample. So next step, you need to include this sample.js file in our HTML document. So in a head section or body section, we can include using script tag. In JavaScript file, no need to script tag to write the JavaScript function. To include the JavaScript file in HTML document, use script tag. So okay, I'm including in body tag script source equal to sample.js file and script close tag. Okay, source is the path of the JS file and JavaScript script tag close. So what the functionality we have in this sample.js file? So that functionality will execute when we click on this button. Okay, if you run this example, okay, Wednesday 9/4 India Standard Time, date is displayed. So here included only sample.js file. There is no JavaScript code, but date is displayed from sample.js file. Okay, this is the function in JavaScript file. Already we are using script tag here, so no need to use script tag in this JavaScript file, external files. Okay, JavaScript is case sensitive. already I informed. JavaScript is case sensitive, therefore watch your capitalization when you write JavaScript statements. Okay, create or call variables, object and functions. So here JavaScript function is there, get element by ID. So for this E, B and I is the caps. So from second word onwards we need to write caps letter. So this is the case sensitive. And next, JavaScript statements. JavaScript is a sequence of statements to be executed by the browser. So number of statements we can write using JavaScript. So in JavaScript, line by line will execute. So here another statement, document dot write. Okay, JavaScript class. Okay, this is another statement. So when you click on this button, this function will display current date, and document.write method will write the some content in HTML document. Okay, these both statements are executed line by line. Okay, sequentially executed. Okay, JavaScript class. In paragraph, create only right. Already date is displaying, but that is overriding. So write this JavaScript function statement in before date displaying, and here also date is not displayed. So use another paragraph, my para 2. So both paragraphs display current some content. My para 2 inner HTML some content, uh, sample text. So both are display now. Okay, sample text and date both are displayed. Okay, two paragraphs. So this is the sequence of statements. JavaScript will execute the statements sequentially. Okay, the JavaScript statement tells the browser to write. Okay, this write function tells the browser to write. This is the text to write this some content in document. So this write function override the document, HTML document. Okay, it is normal to add semicolon at the end of each executable statement. So this is the semicolon, to add the semicolon at the end of the executable statement. So this is the optional. The semicolon is optional. So JavaScript blocks next. JavaScript statements can be grouped together in blocks. So we can write number of JavaScript statements, okay, in using JavaScript functions. Okay, blocks start with the left curly bracket and end with the right curly bracket. The purpose of a block is to make the sequence of statements execute together. So already in this example written two statements. Okay, this is the block of code. So this block of code execute the number of statements. So here we can write number of statements, and this number of statements execute line by line, okay, state by statements sequentially. So total this is the block of code. So open left curly bracket and close right curly bracket. So functions are some block of code. So here we can add this remaining number of paragraphs, number of statements. So when you click on this button, so all these statements are executed. So this is heading, this is a paragraph, this is another paragraph. So these three are displayed. So only written. So this is the overridden these paragraphs. So there is no para 1, para 2 paragraphs. Write function override the HTML document. And the JavaScript comments. Here single line comments and multi-line comments both are available. So to write the single line comment, use two forward slashes, and to write multi-line comments, use slash star and star slash at the end. JavaScript comments can be used to make the code more readable, and we can use comments can be executed can be added to explain the JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript, we can explain the JavaScript code, and we can put the JavaScript code in comments also. Here single line comments and multi-line comments. Single line comments only we can use two forward slashes, and for multi-line comments start with slash star and end with star slash. So here in this example, for comments, single line comment here, below two lines, display current date and some text. Okay, this is the description of below two statements. And here below three statements, write h1 and two paragraphs. So this is the explanation of code. So in real time you must and should explain your code in comments. Don't write without explanation any code. In real time, it is must and should for a professional programmer. So if you run this example, click button, okay, only this part is executed, this part and this part executed, only comments is displayed. So I'm placing this code in here in HTML document using script tag. Okay, here then no need here. When you click on this button, this code is executed with the comments. So click this button. So total JavaScript also, this is overriding actually. So remove this. So here comments are displayed like this. Okay, these comments are not executed, only these lines are executed and return the output. So these are the comments, yellow lines. Yellow lines display like this comments. To write multi-line comments, here no need to run this 3 lines of code. So use multi-line comments to put these 3 lines in comment. If you don't need this code, you can put in comment. Okay, in script tag, here check this multi-line comments. These 3 lines goes to multi-line comments, and these are the single line comments. You can put code in multi-line comments, and we can put multi-line comments for multi-line code description also. And we can write comments at the end of the statement, like here also to write single line comments. It is display date. So this is the comment for this line. So at the end of the statements also you can write using 2 forward slashes. Okay, this is the single line comment. To for multi-line comments, use like this. Okay, yeah, slash, yeah, slash star star slash. And next, JavaScript variables. In JavaScript we have a number of variables like integer, string, and bool, float. This is the JavaScript variables. But in JavaScript only where actually in other languages like C# and JavaScript, integer, string, bool, flag. So these are the number of data types available. But in JavaScript we can use only where keyword to define any type of variable. So here integer a equal to 10. So a is the variable, integer variable, and string name equal to some name. This is the name variable, and flag is the variable, and float variable, and point digits values. So float. So C sharp and JavaScript, Java, we can create the variables like this. But in JavaScript, only use var keyword. Okay, var keyword. Using var keyword, we can assign integer variable, or we can some name string variables, and equal to boolean type variables, and float values like f equal to some 10.277. Okay, like this we can create the variables using JavaScript. In JavaScript, using only var keyword. Okay, variable is the container for storing some information. Okay, this a variable store the number 10, so we can use anywhere in our JavaScript code. Okay, we can declare variables as var x equal to 5, var y equal to y equal to 6, and var z equal to x plus y. So like this, x could be used to hold a value, okay, 5, that you could use the information to calculate the values. Okay, x hold the value 5 and y hold the value 6, and x plus y is the addition of result stored in z variable. For example, for example here in the script tag we have two variables like x plus x and y. For x value 5 and y value 2, so I want to add these two values and display result in paragraph. So here created one z variable for result, and z equal to x plus y. X is the 5 and y is the 2, so x plus y 7 result is stored in z. So z value assigned to the paragraph using this document dot get element by id inner HTML equal to z. So z holds the result of x plus y. So the 7 value displayed in paragraph. Okay, this is the output 7. Here variables are two types: local variables and global variables. Okay, these both are very important in JavaScript: local variables and global variables. Okay, local variables declared within the JavaScript function, and we can use that variables in that function only. Okay, we can't use that variables in another function. Okay, you can have local variables with the same name in different functions. So we can declare the variables with the same name in different functions. So I will explain this example. Sample. So remove this. Is equal to sample.js file. So here two buttons is there. Okay, for example, two buttons, display date to, okay, display date to and display date. So this is the my function, this my function 2. So two functions available, and paragraph para 1 and para 2, two paragraphs is there. Here we have two functions, function 1, function 2. Okay, my para display current date, and my para 2 also display current date. Okay, so run this example. First and second button. So to 1 second. ఈరోజు రావట్లేదా నైట్ బస్ సరే సరే చెప్తాను ఇంకా తర్వాత మాట్లాడలేదు ఆయన కూడా ఏం మాట్లాడలేదు అన్నమాట అంటే మళ్ళీ చెప్తానండి ఈరోజు ఫోన్ చేసి So here when we click on these two buttons, display current date in two paragraphs. Okay, first paragraph and second paragraph. So in this case we can use local variables and global variables. So here I am creating one variable in the first function where my date is a variable and equal to date function. So my date variable holds the current date. So we can use this my date variable in this statement, my date. So my date, this current date, my date variable store the current date and displayed in my para. Okay, this is the local variable. This is the local variable. So here I am creating another variable out of two functions. Out of two functions, creating another variable like my variable, my var1 is the variable, and here also storing current date. So but this function use this variable only. Okay, this is the global variable. Okay, global variable. So out of two functions created one variable. So this is the global variable. When you create any variable in the function in the particular function only. So this is the local, that are the local variables. If we create out of functions any variable, that is the global variable. So run this example. Okay, display date and current date, both are displaying. Okay, this local variable is displayed. Local variable store the current date and displayed in my para. So otherwise we can use my var1 also, because this is the local variable. Okay, this is the global variable, so we can use this variable or this variable, so any one we can use. So both are storing current date. So first button and second button, both are same variables, global variable and local variable. So here we can use in this function also. Okay, my var1, because this is the global variable. Global variables we can use number of functions, any function we can use. Local variables we can use within that function only. So if I want to use my date variable in this function, so I will get some error. Okay, first date is displayed, but second date is not displayed because there is error. Okay, my date is not defined. My date is not defined, but in this function my date variable, there is no my date variable. So you can use my date variable with the same name in this function also, so it will execute without any error. Display date and display date, so there is no error here. So local variables we can create with the same name. Okay, with the same name, and local variables we can use only within that function only. Okay, and global variables we can create out of functions. We can use global variables in any function. Okay, we can use this myvar1 in two functions also. Any function we can use global variables. Okay, create global variable and remove these local variables. So this is the reduce the code. Reduce the code. So this is the local variables and global variables. Okay, this is the important concept, local variables and global variables. So do one example using these local variables and global variables and display some content, anything, any content, a data or anything for today task. Okay, write like this: global variables and local variables.